So I've noticed a couple of YouTube videos where people have pulled off a part of the OEM air filter box to get more air. And so before I do my roller kit, just because I like to tinker and experiment, I'm going to open up my air intake a little more and just see what kind of improvements I get out of that, just for those who want to know. So this little piece right here is the piece that you take off, and it sits right here like this. And you take these screws out all the way around. I think there's 6 or 8 of them. Don't forget this little guy right here where my thumb is. That one's kind of one that hides. And then you take your whole entire air filter off. And then this little piece has 2 screws. You can see the screw holes there, and here, and here. And then you can remove that. And then you've got this whole entire opening right here for more airflow. And you know, it doesn't look terrible. But the real question I have is, why is this even a possibility on this airbox? Does Honda think that this is something we should all do? Or is there a reason why we might want to take that off? It's kind of interesting. So I'll go out and test it.
Okay, so here is my climbing test with the modified airbox. And let's just see how it does, if it has any impact on performance for climbing this hill. This is the 23% grade hill out at Antelope Island. And if you remember on the first video, I bogged down to about 15. So we're going to see what happens. I've driven it now about, I don't know, 15 miles with the modification on it, just around town. It does seem to run a little better. Seems to get up to speed slightly better. I just don't know if any of it's, you know, really worthwhile changes that will make you just want to rush out and do this. Okay, I'm at 25 miles an hour right now. This is the steepest part of this climb. Down to 15. And now I'm starting to pick up speed again. 20, 25, and now 30, and I'm about to the end of it. Just a little bit more. So I can't really say that opening that air box up has really helped me a whole lot more. I'll probably run it like this for a little while. Just because I can. And I don't think it's really hurting anything. And maybe we'll see some other kinds of improvements that I just say, wow, I'm glad I did that. I can really tell a difference. Other than it does sound like it, I don't know, idles a little smoother, started right up. Seems to accelerate slightly smoother, but I just don't know if it's, you know, a real thing or not, or just that I haven't ridden for a few days. It is a little windy today. I don't think that's really going to impact this climb. Coming out here on the causeway, which is a 7-mile straight shot, I had some crosswinds. I did get it up to 47 miles an hour, which I think again is pretty typical for this. Let's see what I get going back home. So the next upgrade is going to be doing the Molosi Racing kit, which is the spring, rollers, and I'm also going to do the NCY clutch. I'm just going to do it all at once and see how that all goes, and that's probably about all the performance stuff I'm going to do. When I do the rollers, I believe the rollers on the racing kit, I think that's the only difference between the two kits, because they're the same price tags. They just don't spell it out really well on the notes, the descriptions when you're looking at these parts. I believe they're 8.5 grams, and I've never seen anybody use the 8.5 grams yet, so I'm going to try them. See how we do. Supposedly it helps you pull hills better, so we will see. And my fallback, if I don't like that, is I will mix my original rollers. I'll put 3 of those in and 3 of the 8.5s, which will take me to 11.5 total grams, and see how that works, because you can mix and match rollers. So those will be my next experiments. I guess I ought to point out real quick while I'm doing this ride, the mirror extensions have been really nice. I really like now where the mirrors are positioned, and this little bag has come in handy already. I got my phone in there, got my Antelope Island pass, got a couple of tools to adjust the mirrors if I needed it, and just easy to get to. So I'm happy with both of those little add-ons. So looking at that flag there, I was coming back with a headwind, and I was able to get to 40-45 this time into a headwind, which was kind of nice. And I still had some room to twist the throttle, so that's a little bit different. Usually I'm totally pegged and can't go any further. I didn't really gain any more speed, but I had room to grow if I had the ability. So that's a slight difference, I guess. Like even right now I'm at 45, but I could still turn the throttle another quarter turn. So I don't know if that's any improvements or not, but it's just a different observation. So almost back home. So my conclusion on the modified airbox is most likely insignificant. Further testing is needed, but you're not going to pop that little piece off, open up that air intake and go, oh wow, what a difference.